Create to-do lists. Only things that get named and selected have chance of being done. Therefore, it is vital to start with naming all the tasks that require your action. Probably in the most extensive way, this subject is covered by Alan in his book on getting things done. A lot also on this subject can be found in books of Goldratt on theory of constraints and on critical chain. Many elements are used in the sprint agile methodology. Here I will present elements that worked for me, especially in consulting. To-do list will help you to arrange your work into smaller actionable pieces. Before I show you some of them, I will present you with some rules how to build them in order to get the biggest advantage out of them. So first of all, put everything on a list. As I mentioned, you can do only things that are named. So whatever there is to be done, put it on the list. Alan in Getting Things Done suggested that putting on the list can be avoided for very short tasks, like below 2 minutes. This practical rule makes a lot of sense, and I have used this for tasks up to 5 minutes. Use multiple lists. If you try to create one list for all tasks, it may become a pretty long list. Moreover, with most of them, you will not be able to do anything as they require being in a specific place, like a house or office, or they need the presence of certain group of people, for example, the project team. Therefore, think carefully what list you should create to be able to segment tasks in a proper manner. In a minute, I will show you some examples of lists that can be used. Third thing, specific actionable tasks. Tasks on the list should be very specific and actionable. Avoid being vague and translate desired results into action. Instead of having a book published, put something like write 100 pages. Divide jobs into small tasks. In order to track easier your progress, you should roughly standardize the size of the tasks you're putting on the list. So instead of putting on the list writing 100 pages, maybe it makes more sense to put 5 tasks write to 20 pages. The rule of thumb is to make the task as long as 1-2 hours. Next thing is to set pace. If you want to run faster, you usually need a point of reference to chase with. It can be your friend, your stopper, your previous records, or Hall of Fame. If you used the previous tip and divided one very long task into small ones with standardized length, it will be very easy to track the pace and speed up. If you have tasks with average length of 1 hour, it means that you should per day do from 8 to 10 tasks. It is also easy to calculate how big the list of to-dos is in days of work. If you have, for example, 30 tasks, it means that you have a little over 3 days of work. Try also to speed up. If you do on average 8 tasks per day, try to move to 9 and afterwards to 10. Of course, without playing with the length of tasks. Use calendar as one of the lists. Calendar is a specific to-do list. You should put here all the meetings, calls to be made at specific hours. Still, if you have to prepare for a meeting, that should rather be on the regular list as a separate task. Go through lists regularly. Lists work only when they are regularly updated. I would suggest going through the to-do lists every morning to know what to do and see what have you done previous day, what was the pace. Are you doing with the regular pace? Are you falling behind? If the answer is yes to the last one, so you're lagging behind, then what is the reason and what can you do to improve it? Whenever new tasks arrive, you should open the right list and put it on it. Use tool to track tasks and execution. You can use plenty of tools to make the tracking of list of the tasks easier. I'm using usually Excel and Google Sheet with some formulas prepared, but there are a number of ready-made solutions to support you tasks. For example, Asana, Trello, Nozbe. I will attach to the lecture a list of tools that you can use with link to movies explaining how to work with them. Put projects as a to-do list. If you have a project to be delivered, it is a good idea to formulate it as a separate list of tasks, to track it in such a manner that it is visible to the whole team and you can easily update it. The easiest to implement for this purpose is obviously the Google Sheets. If you look for ready-made solution, then you can have a look at Jira, Asana, and Trello. Again, we will have links to them as an additional resource. As I said, you can use different types of lists. Alan Getting Things Done proposed to use 4 main lists, organizing tasks by their status. So the first list he was proposing was next action, which is a list with tasks to be done now. Then we had a projects, which is a list of things that require more tasks to be performed. And don't have to be done immediately, or wait for things from the next actions. The third was waiting for, which is a list of things that other people are preparing for you and you're waiting for them. And someday maybe is a list of things to be considered someday if you have time. He also used the division of tasks by lists connected with places where you can perform the tasks on the lists. So there you had a home, things that can be performed only at home, work, things that can be performed only at work. Then we had an online, so tasks that require you to be online. Calendar obviously is just putting at a specific date and hour, and then phone, so things that involve you calling other people. Another way to organize the to-do list is by statuses. So you can have to be done, so things planned to be done that still have to be started, currently doing, so things you're currently working on, and then done, so things have been finished. In this framework, you basically move the tasks from the left to the right. Something starts on to be done list, then goes to currently doing, and then finishes on this third list. You can also organize tasks using lists that stand for different stage of production. This approach is very useful for people doing many things, but using the same framework. Have a look how you could organize process of preparing Udemy course. Here we will have the following stages of production. So topic research, presentation, script, recording, post-production, upload. In topic research, you research the topic for the lecture and the specific lectures. In presentation, you prepare the materials you will be presenting during the specific lecture. In a script phase, it's when you prepare a script for each and every lecture that should shorten the production cycle. Recording video, obviously you record what you have prepared in the previous phases, and then post-production you edit and you improve the quality. Upload, it's uploading to the Udemy system. Here you would be operating rather with objects, and the tasks is implied by the list on which the object is currently on. So if the lecture 2 is on script, it means that you are preparing currently the script for the lecture 2. Once it is done, you will move it to the next phase or recording here. As you have guessed, here you move the things from left to right, and your goal is to have everything moved to the right. You also have to define the object in a smarter way so that you keep to the rule of creating short specific tasks. In the case of Udemy course, the object should be not delivering the whole course, but rather a specific lecture. So the object which you will be moving from left to right would be specific lecture. Now something about the list I use. So I use 4 types of lists because I'm doing a lot of strange things. So first group of lists is used to manage my personal activities, and there are like 4 of them. To be done consists of tasks that I have to do myself soon. Out of this, every day I take 8 to 10 tasks to be done. This list is fed from other lists, so I can get something from a certain project that I have to do personally. Expecting from others are small tasks not connected with any major project that I expect from other to be delivered to me. Recurring items, number of things that I have to do weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly. And then master list is the list of things I want to do in different fields. These are mainly full projects and not tasks. Since I have a small personal team that assists me with projects and companies that I advise or supervise, I have for each and every one of them a specific list. So here you have the team members, and each and every one has his own list. I go through this list with them at least twice a week, and most of them are remote workers. Since I run consulting projects for my customers, I have to also have a list for those as well. So for every project I have a separate list, because they usually are run by separate teams, and the teams are on the customer side. So every project has a team and a list of things to be done by this team. We go through it on weekly basis. For every task there is a person which is responsible for delivering it, and obviously due dates. Finally, since I supervise and advise companies, including startups, I have also a bunch of lists for them. So for every startup, I have a separate list on which I put things that they have to do in order to move their development further, again with people responsible and due dates.